Hey everyone, today I want to talk about what happens to product managers, engineers, designers, and customer success managers in an era where there are self building systems. That means software that builds itself. Let's have a look. So recently in a conference, Dario Amodei, the CEO of Anthropic, said this, and I'm quoting him. Claude is playing this very active role in designing the next Claude. Claude is the LLM. The vast majority of future Claude code is being written by the large language model itself. He also went on to add that within Anthropic, what engineers are doing today is very different from what the same engineers were doing 2 years back. Even in the companies that I've been working, engineers have the question, what happens to my job when software writes itself? So until 2025, until a few months ago, software, like an espresso, was handcrafted by engineers, designers, and product managers. Engineers actually coded the software, line by line. Designers controlled every pixel, and product managers wrote detailed specifications that told engineers and designers exactly what the product should do. Now that is changing. Starting in 2025, in application in the application software industry, software is starting to mostly write itself. There is some oversight needed, but there is less need for detailed specifications. Instead, product managers define what the product or the feature should do via prompts. User experience is also being determined largely by the large language models. Designers have less control over exactly how every pixel will show up. They still control components, but think of a component showing up inside a chat. I mean, they can control the component, but they cannot really control exactly where that component is going to show up if it is part of a conversation, or if it is part of a, say, dashboard, or if it is part of a report that is being generated by the large language model. In this scenario, what is happening increasingly, this is already happening in companies that I know, and I have seen this firsthand. Forward deployed product managers and customer success managers will soon start building the final product at scale, most likely very closely working with customers without compromising product quality. This will happen the same way millions of baristas brew fresh coffee using a machine just when customers need it. Now, you may ask, well, does it mean that we will build only one type of product and there is no way to build new capabilities? No, that's not the case. Even though we are building a machine that builds a specific types of features, the AI, the machine or the AI agent or a collection of agents working together will build hundreds or even millions of different types of capabilities the same way a single espresso machine, a coffee machine with some limited capabilities. It can brew an espresso shot. It has a steaming machine. It has maybe a milk frother. With limited capabilities, can produce hundreds of different types of products that customers need. I mean, that's already happening today. Software agents are already becoming like that. So What happens to the job of a software engineer, product manager, and designers? Now, this I'm talking from experience because I'm seeing this. I've seen this in my previous job where my colleagues built a system of agents that work together to build customer service solutions. And in my current job, I'm seeing a system of agents identifying risk and helping customers investigate that risk and mitigate that risk. So, what are software engineers, product managers, and designers doing? Software engineers are not actually building the final product itself. Instead, software engineers and product managers and designers are designing and building the machine that then builds the final product. This means they have to learn to adapt themselves because the code written by the machine, in this case the AI agent powered by the LLM, is going to behave differently. And the software engineers are already adapting to that that scenario. Product managers now do not have to write very detailed specifications. They still need to define what the product should do. They will still write specifications, but the way they write specifications is already very different. They don't write a 20-page PRD anymore. That was pretty outdated anyway. They are not even going to write a 6-page product definition document. Instead, they are going to write a very much shorter product definition document that they will use to then make a quick prototype and see how the product behaves before they convey that to the engineering team. That will then build the AI agents, who will then build the final product itself. Designers will not have control over every pixel in the screen. So what they will do is they will design components and design systems and behaviors that will become an input for the AI agents, which will then use those design systems to design the look and feel and the user experience of the final product. Whatever the product might be, it could be a content website, it could be a BI dashboard, it could be a conversation agent, whether it is text conversation or voice conversation. The designers can only influence the thinking and the behavior of the AI agent to a large extent, maybe 99%. There will still be some part that we cannot control, but they won't actually control the final pixel. So it's time for software engineers, product managers, designers, and customer success managers to embrace this change and prepare for it. The future is already here. I am seeing this in my job already. The product that we are building currently is being built this way. So I know that there are probably hundreds of other companies doing the same, and it's time we acknowledge that and we embrace the change. I hope that helps.